This one is entitled Rooftop Piper, and I wrote this one out. I used to have a saxophone player back in Chicago. His name was Ken Cerritos, and he was with me for a good 10 years. And he used to go and practice his saxophone up on the rooftop of the city, you know. And he was a great, great musician. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 27 from cancer, you know. But so I wrote this piece, and what I was seeing was just like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. I was seeing Kenny, you know, being the Pied Piper of the city. So this one is called Rooftop Piper. It goes like this. When the city snores in bloodshot eyes, her dress is rumpled and perfume stale. The marble man flew home real tight, and Kenny's on the rooftop with a midnight wail.
Saxophone is playing in the dry, clear blue still moon. A satin city lullaby, a silhouette in swoon. And he seeps right through the buildings, the bus stops and the bars. Kenny is the piper, he leads the sleeping hearts.
When the city is high-heeling through echoing alley stairs to visit nightlife ladies and tease their neon hair, sharing secret wishes, read each other's mail, and Kenny's on the rooftop with a drifting midnight wail.
His saxophone is playing, reflecting streets below, where the old chime shadow boxes, so he won't feel the blows. And the music soothes his memory with all the punch-drunk scars. Kenny is the piper, he patches bit apart.
When the city reads the menu in all-night restaurants. Her head is undecided between her needs and wants. The owl train slowly snaking, a rattle on her tail. The stars hang out on rooftops to hear the midnight wail.
And it hits the first shift workers and calmly wakes them up and starts the coffee perking and rattles all the cups. The saxophone is playing a morning virgin note. Kenny's on the rooftop, he leads the heart to hope. Yeah. Kenny's on the rooftop.
Thank you, yes. Thank you. Yes. Also, part of the reason was back in the early around 71 when we started, we were getting into this. I was getting into a fight with the academic poets. They didn't, I don't know. They didn't like me, and the wine and cheese crowd, and they're nice. Don't get me wrong, but they thought that they were the only ones who had a monopoly on poetry, and so I said, no, we got to take this stuff out to the people, out to the festivals and all of that, and so that's what we did. That was part of the whole thing. I was very political in those days, I was really radical. I even had a dog whose name was Lumpen Proletariat. How radical can you get, right? Anyway, yeah. God. But I love those days, and once in a while I still say groovy, man, and mellow, and and sometimes I gotta admit, sometimes I use some of those druggy terms, like my daughter, I got a 14-year-old kid, and I said, here, drop an aspirin. She said, Papi, what does drop mean? Or do a vitamin, Here, kid, take a hit of milk. What the? Anyway, but it's getting better. It's getting better. I'll get there eventually. This one is called 1951 Puerto Rico, and I wrote this one when, again, the Puerto Rican experience of coming to Chicago for a better life and all of that. So, 1951 Puerto Rico. I come down the mountain, mud in my feet. The trees rustle gently and the sun is warm. And I sit outside the store where the old men meet. And I drink Malta Corona and I think of Chicago. The children play on the town street, all dusty and brown, all sunny and brown, with tamarind seeds. They play on the streets of my town. I go from house to house, from life to life, with my tin pail to pick leftover food for my father's pigs, for my father's income, for my father and me. And I think of Chicago. And someday I will leave here. I will leave here and life will be better. I will not be angry or sad like my friends who write the letters. I go up the mountain in the twilight, and life in the silhouette stands gently. The sun is red, my tin pail is full. The dogs bark and sing as I go to my house, and my mind is filled with hope and other things. Then 20 years later, 20 years later, the same guy finds himself here in Chicago. And he's gone through all kinds of changes. He's gone through that welfare line, that unemployment line, the police line up, the drug abuse clinic line. But he's got hope. He's got hope because you people showed him. Y él dice, la bomba de agua es mi playa. Va un calor que hasta desmaya las cucarachas y los ratones aquí en Chicago. Y algunos días cuando entre el frío, pienso yo del tío mío con una finca por Comerío. Y yo me encuentro aborrecido, me encuentro yo aborrecido aquí en Chicago. Pero está ok porque en uno de estos días me la buscaré. One of these days I'm gonna get my own. ¡Juega! ¡Dale! Hey, Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and thank you for this warm reception.